Welcome to Cinematic Recaps. This movie is called The Dark Tower. The movie is about a boy who is haunted by visions of a dark tower from a parallel reality. He teams up with the tower's disillusioned guardian to stop an evil warlock known as the Man in Black, who plans to use the boy to destroy the tower and open the gates of hell. Sit back and enjoy to see what happens. The first scene of the movie takes place in a camp in the region known as Midworld and features a group of young children. The children are rounded up by a group of beings with synthetic skins, who then lead some of the children to a device. Walter Paddock, sometimes known as the Man in Black, is in charge of everything. The creatures are using the girl's shine to unleash a tremendous blast in the direction of the Dark Tower while she is restrained inside the contraption. This is a dream that the young man Jake Chambers, who is currently experiencing an earthquake, is having. Jake has a troubled relationship with his stepfather Lon. He lives in New York City with his mother Lori and stepfather Lon. It has been a year since Jake's father Elmar perished away while attempting to save people from a burning building. Jake goes to see a psychologist regarding his conduct as well as the recurring nightmares he gets about Midworld, which he illustrates in his paintings. The dreams are written off as the result of emotional trauma brought on by Elmar's passing. Jake is drawing another one of his dreams while he is at school, but a bully takes his sketchbook away from him. Jake is devastated. Jake smacks the bully in the face and begins fighting him before other students intervene and pull him off. Roland Deschain is in the woods with his father Stephen in the Midworld setting of the Gunslinger. They have heard Walter's voice, and as they are repeating the Gunslinger's creed, they prepare their weapons. The appearance of Walter, who utilizes his manipulation magic to stifle Stephen's breathing, ultimately results in the death of Stephen. Roland, on the other hand, is unaffected by Walter's powers. He takes several shots at Walter, but Walter is able to block Roland's bullets. In the meantime, Jake has a dream in which he visits an abandoned house, and he later discovers a picture of the house. He joins an online discussion group to inquire there about whether or not anyone is aware of its location. In response to Lon's request, two individuals who say they are employees of the school and come from a psychiatric center arrive to take Jake away. Jake realizes almost immediately that one of their necks bears a scar that was caused by the synthetic skin. Lori makes an effort to persuade Jake, for his own benefit, to come along with them. The next thing he notices is that someone has responded to the inquiry about the residence by stating that it is situated in Brooklyn. Jake believes that this is an excellent opportunity for him to go look for the house. He hides in the restroom until the opportunity presents itself, then bolts through the window. Jake manages to outrun the two bad guys who are chasing him through the city streets. Jake travels to Brooklyn and discovers the location of the house. There is a device that, once activated, opens a passageway to Midworld inside. Following his passage through the portal, Jake travels through an expansive desert until arriving at the woods, where he is greeted by Roland. Jake reveals to Roland his dream drawings and what he's seen in Midworld, which contradicts Roland's initial assumption that Jake is working for Walter. Roland says that Walter is attempting to destroy the Dark Tower, which is what unites Midworld and Earth, by recruiting youngsters who have a special power called Shine. In the event that Walter is successful in bringing it down, he will let out creatures into both universes. Jake has a recurring nightmare in which he sees a vision of his father yelling for him. Jake grabs his father's hand and pulls back the sheet to reveal a monster before Roland can stop him. It takes on the appearance of Roland's own father in an attempt to dupe Roland, but Roland is not fooled, and he ends up killing the monster. While Walter is in his lair, he discovers that the portal that Jake went through has been triggered. After learning from one of his henchmen who Jake is, Walter comes to the conclusion that Jake possesses an impressive shine. He decides to travel to Earth in order to investigate. When Walter arrives at Jake's place, Lori and Lon are already there waiting for him. After killing Lon, Walter demands that Lori bring him to Jake's room, where he discovers all of Jake's drawings and comes to the conclusion that Jake is aware of the existence of Midworld. Jake is taken by Roland to a hamlet of seers, where Roland consults with a woman named Ara to explain his visions. In the later hours of that night, Walter's henchmen launch an assault on the settlement. They take the lives of several of the villagers before any of the others attempt to abduct Jake. In the end, Roland is the one who eliminates all of the other goons. While Roland struggles to keep his focus on his prey, the creature continues to advance. Straight on, he fires and hits the assailant, therefore rescuing Jake. Roland and Jake make their way back to Earth and check into a local medical facility, where Roland will receive treatment. After that, he departs and follows Jake back to his flat. Jake comes to the conclusion that his father, Walter, is responsible for the death of his mother after he discovers Lon dead in the living room and then runs to his bedroom, where he discovers a burnt hole in the floor. He even has a vision that backs up his assertion. Jake loses his composure. Roland tries to reassure him by assuring him that he will eliminate Walter. But Jake is still angry. Roland tries to teach Jake the techniques of the gunslingers, including how to fire and how to recite the creed, "I do not aim with my hand." He who aims with his hand has forgotten the face of his father. "I am with my eye. I do not shoot with my hand. I shoot with my mind. I do not kill with my gun. I kill with my heart." Roland needs to reload his gun, so he heads to a gun store, but on the way there, he watches as Jake is taken prisoner by Walter's goons. In the gun store, Walter has a confrontation with Roland and manages to trick the store owner into shooting at Roland. Walter decides to part ways with Roland and return to Midworld with Jake. After securing Jake within the machine, Walter begins his assault on the Dark Tower. New York is struck by earthquakes, and the night sky turns red. After arriving, Roland engages in combat with Walter's stronghold and all of the villain's henchmen. Jake is able to locate Roland with the assistance of his mental connection to Roland. Walter engages in combat with Roland by persistently dodging all of Roland's incoming gunfire. By reaching out to Roland and reiterating the gunslinger's creed to him, Jake instills confidence in Roland. After firing one bullet, Roland fires another, which causes the first to bounce off the second and hit Walter in the chest. Roland keeps firing his gun at him until he finally kills him with a shot to the head. After Roland has sent Jake free, the hideout goes up in flames. In the last scene, Roland and Jake have successfully returned to Earth, which has been restored to its previous state. Since Jake has nowhere else to go at this point, Roland extends an invitation for him to join him in Midworld. Jake gives his approval, and then the two of them go through the portal. And that is the end of this movie. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for daily updates of movie recaps like this. Comment what movie you want next. Thanks for watching.